Hello, gamers, and welcome to the Pixel Positive Gaming YouTube channel, where we talk about all things video games. My name is Zach, and you probably have not seen my website, but I do have a website out there called Pixel Positive Gaming, where for the past 6 months I've been writing content about games. And, well, I decided it's time to take it to YouTube. So, let's get going. So, today's video, we are talking about the Nintendo Switch, and its monstrously positive news that came out this past weekend. Nintendo Switch has outsold the PlayStation 4 in the United States and is sitting at 107.6 million hardware units sold. That's an astonishing figure. It's a staggering number, honestly. I don't know about you guys, but I did have a Wii U. Just almost 10 years ago. I got my Wii U in 2013. I was an early adopter, an early supporter of the Wii U, and while I did love the games, that system was an abysmal failure at 13.5 million units sold by the end of its life cycle in 2017. So, back in those days, back in 2013, 2014, 2015, the atmosphere around Nintendo was so different than it is right now. Nintendo was not doing well. There were talks of Nintendo going third party. Iwata, he was an amazing president, he cut his own salary to make up for the shortcomings. And then in 2016, when Nintendo announced the Switch, I think everyone was pretty cautious. I know I definitely was excited. I always loved Nintendo platforms, but I was very cautious as well. I wasn't sold as soon as I saw the system. Here we are. It launched in 2017 March, and here we are in 2022, 107 million units later. It's just astonishing. It's just proof that when Nintendo has a strong concept and they actually fire on all cylinders, they can deliver. Obviously, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the best-selling software for the Switch at 45.3 million, which is insane. I know we all want another Mario Kart game, but when you're selling that many units, I don't know, it's hard to justify making a new one, isn't it? And with the expansion pack content, the booster pass, all that stuff, I don't think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is going to slow down anytime soon, especially if Nintendo approaches, like maybe they do a price cut or something on the Switch and we see Switch sales continue. I don't think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is going to slow down anytime soon. The second best-selling game on the Switch is, unsurprisingly, Animal Crossing New Horizons at 28 million. I'm actually surprised that number's not higher. I think Animal Crossing, it was the perfect pandemic game. It really was just perfect for 2020 and what we were all going through then. And so I think it was perfect timing for that release, but I think the game kind of slowed down a little bit. And then third best-selling game for the Switch is Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is definitely the best-selling Legend of Zelda game, sitting at 26.5 million, which is an astonishing number for a Legend of Zelda game. That franchise has so much clout, so much power, but the actual sales numbers don't actually really back up the impact that series has had on gaming. So, I mean, yeah, at this rate, it really looks like that the Nintendo Switch has the potential to become the greatest selling game console of all time. I mean, that title currently is held by PlayStation, with PlayStation 2, which sold from its launch in Japan, 1999, to 2013, it sold 155 million units, which it's an astonishing number in itself. I honestly, frankly, I never thought we would have a system that would actually sell that much. But 107 million, and Switch does not look like it's slowing down. I think off the top of my head, I think the PlayStation 4 for global sales is at about 119 million, and I mean, this PlayStation 4 is at the end of its life cycle. We have some cross-gen games, but there's already a successor on the market. As far as Nintendo, I mean, it's only been 5 years since the Switch came out. And yes, the Switch is pretty underpowered compared to the competition. I personally don't really see any. I don't really see any successor on the immediate horizon. I don't think we're going to see a Switch Pro. I don't think Nintendo really has a reason to focus on a Switch Pro. As much as I am craving 4K and higher frame rates and everything else, DLSS, I don't think Nintendo is going to worry about a mid-gen refresh like we saw with Microsoft and Sony last gen with the Xbox One X and PlayStation 4 Pro respectively. I think that Nintendo will probably ride this wave as long as they can and then start to look at a successor maybe next year, but we probably won't even hear about it until 2024. That's just speculation, but when you're selling like this and your games are still selling like this, and we've got juggernaut releases ahead of us with Breath of the Wild 2 and Metroid Prime 4 if that comes to the regular Switch. Bayonetta 3 may not do huge numbers, but it will definitely be a notable release. And there's been rumors of like a Metroid Prime remaster, remake, maybe a Prime trilogy. So I mean, there's still big releases ahead for the Switch. It's not like we're sitting here at the end of the life cycle and it's just going to scrape together, enough to hit to 110. No, there's enough releases out there to really push this thing over that 155 million mark. I mean, it just makes sense. I mean, we've got industry insiders and journalists like Jeff Grubb suggesting that we very well could get a Nintendo Switch Lite OLED, so that again will boost sales even further. So it's just, as a lifelong Nintendo fan, it's a great time to be a Nintendo fan. We have so many great games to play. It's really nice seeing the Switch succeed. Nintendo had so many doubters during the Wii U era, and it was deserved. The Wii U was a mess. I think the best thing Nintendo ever did was consolidate their handheld and their home console teams, because we have gotten such a wonderful cadence of video game releases. And I'm going to have another video about Nintendo's release cadence and how it's so much stronger than the competition right now. It wasn't always like that. And how some companies can actually take some pointers from Nintendo in that regard. I mean, 2022 is just a killer year. We've got, feels like a major game almost every month. So, yeah, I mean, Switch is killing it. I'm sure if you're a Nintendo fan, you are doing well. You're happy. You're thriving. You've got lots of games to play. I know I have so many games to play on my Switch. So yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about the news about Switch selling so well? Do you feel good about it? Do you agree? Do you think Nintendo's gonna ride this wave a little bit longer and maybe push past that 155 million mark from the PlayStation 2? Or do you think we will see a next-gen successor sooner? Let me know in the comments. If you like the video, please give it a like. This is literally my first YouTube video for the channel, so yeah, I know the editing's gonna suck. The sound quality is probably not great. I mostly come from a written background, so this is kind of my first foray into video. Wanted to give it a shot. It's a little bit easier to keep up with than trying to write articles covering everything. So I will have a link to my website in the description, Pixel Positive Gaming. I'm still gonna contribute to that and have some other people contributing to that as well. So if you guys, just want a different sort of website to follow, you can follow me at Pixel Positive Gaming on Twitter. I have a Facebook page. If you like what you saw here, give me a subscribe. Give me a comment. If you didn't like it, that's okay too. I understand. The quality will just get better from here. So until next time, guys.